I am starting with the name of Allah, the most compassionate and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear student, I am conveying my best wishes and greetings to every one of you and hope that everyone is fine and healthy along with your daily life's activity. May we all be protected from all sort of mischievous evils and bad situation of life. As in previous lecture we talked about the social problem, which is one of the major concerning issue in Afghanistan as well. So we talked about that social problem, something unexpected. It might happens in human life and in the society where the peoples are living. There might be and there must be a problem. So problem coexist with the humans. Wherever are humans, there are problems. Now social problems are those problems that takes in large scales of the populations in a given geographical area. So social problem is largely affected population of a given geographical area where the people are suffered from many psychological, social, financials and other factors that disturb their normal situation, that disturb their normal life, and has put the life of people into the danger and has put the life of people into the hardship. So from those social problem, while there are numerous problem exist in human societies, specifically in our Afghanistan, in Afghan society, we have so many variety of social problem that is existing here, but we are only covering a few of them, which is mostly affecting our populations. The last lecture we talked about the unemployment, types of unemployment, causes of unemployment. As well, we talked about that how to tackle this unemployment problem in Afghanistan. We also discussed about it. Today, a very closely related and relevant problem that has affected the larger population of our country is poverty. So poverty is something that exists from very long history in Afghanistan. So the precautionary measures should be taken, the solutions should be found for this phenomena in our country, in Afghanistan. We have to say a zero tolerance to the poverty, and we have to free our society free of the poverty, and our people shouldn't live anymore under the poverty line. So it needs a struggle, it needs a qualified society, it needs a very united society. It needs a coordination among the people. Finally, we would be able to solve this issue in Afghanistan as well. So, poverty is a social problem. Mainly, it is has affected our rural area. Mostly, it's affected by the poverty. So, what is poverty? What are the concept of poverty? What are the causes of poverty? And what are the main types of poverty? And what precautionary measures should be taken for the solution of this problem? We will be discussing today about this. طبعا که شما میفهمین امروز ما در مورد یک مشکل اجتماعی که به نام فقر یاد می شود سرشان بحث میکنیم. افغانستان یک مملکتی که 40 سال چند دهه می شود که در جنگ است و زندگی انسان ها چه قسم که حق انسان ها بود باید او قسم زندگی میکرد، متاسفانه نتانستن. این بدبختی کلگی از جنگ بود. پس جنگ چیزی هستند که فقر به میان می آورد. جنگ چیزی هستند که بدبختی به میان می آورد، تباهی به میان می آورد. جنگ چیزی هستند که یک پدیده هستند که کلگی زندگی انسان های نرمال را مختل می سازد، خوشی انسان ها را از بین می برد. خب از این جمله ما امروز از مشکل فقر گپ میزنیم که فقر چی هستن، اسبابشان چی است، چطور میتونیم در جامعه افغانی نسل‌های بعدی ما از این مشکل خود بیرون بکشیم. So poverty is a socio-economic problem of Afghanistan, particularly in rural societies. So millions of people in our country are living below the poverty lines. Our country is included in the list of those countries where there is very less basic health facilities. For example, health, education, infrastructure, residence shelters, food and pure drinking water. So this is what the main concerning issue that presently in Afghanistan, Afghani society is facing with it, that no proper infrastructure has been established. Education system is not that much strong enough just to defeat and compete with the rest of the world, and there is no shelter. There is no shelter for the common and public in those people who have missed their families, or who have missed or who have migrated due to the war. As well as some health is another concerning issue in our country. So this is what there is a scarcity, lackness, decrease of these facilities in our life. That is what it is affecting mostly in our socio-economic situation. So poverty is a condition of an individual in which his income is so low that he is unable to feed or provide shelter for himself and his family member. Those who do have such incomes are called poor. Those who do not have such income are called poor. So poverty is it's a situation, it's a conditions. That condition and that situation has individually it's affected the society as well as in a large scales. So it is a situation, it's a condition where the income level is up to that extent where a person is not able even to feed on daily basis in order to find something for his livelihood and sustenance and to eat, and he is not having a shelter to stay under the one roof and stay there to be protected from all kind of dangers. Shelter is not there. The person is unable to feed their family and family members. So such situation is called poverty. Now, poverty is that condition in which a person either because of inadequate income or unwise expenditure does not maintain a scale of living high enough to provide for physical and mental efficiency and to enable him and his natural dependents to function usefully according to the standard of society. So it is of which he is a member. Thus we can see that poverty is a condition of extremely lower standard of living, and even the necessary wants are not fulfilled. So Gallen is a social scientist. He defined that the poverty is a condition of extremely the lowest or lower standard of living, where a person is not even able to find something on daily necessity of his life to eat, and he could not be able to fulfill this daily necessity of their life. So such condition is called poverty. یعنی فقر حالتی هستند که انسان در یک درجه بسیار پایین که زندگی معیارها در او بسیار پایین باشد زندگی بکند و حتی نتواند توان این را نداشته باشد که امو ضرورت‌های اولیه زندگی خود که انسان سرشان زنده هستند او را برآورده کند، او را مهیا بسازد، او را پیدا بکند. پس اینمی حالت به نام فقر یاد می شود. طوری که شما می‌فهمید بسیاری از فامیل‌های در افغانستانی هستند که سرپناه ندارند، هیچ عایدش نیستند، از تعلیم محروم است، سر اطفال خود درس خواندن نمی‌دانند، اشتکای خورد میره مصروف کار هستند که خودش حق خوردن یک طفل هستند، در حالی که ما در جامعه که زندگی میکنیم میلیون‌ها اطفال از دور از مکتب هستند، علتشان فقر بودن و فقر هستند. یعنی سویه زندگی انسان ها طوری پایین تر هستند که حتی انسان نمیتواند ضرورت های اولیه روزمره را هم پورا بکند که نمی حالت و شرایط به نام پاورتی یاد می شود. خداوند سری جامعه افغانی خصوصا سری ما و شما رحم بکند. ما دست به دعا میشیم که خداوند از فقر و از تنگ دستی ما را بیرون بکشد و یک زندگی آرام نصیب ما بکند. خوی هم ضرورت به این دارد که ما به دست به کار شویم، تعلیم کنیم، انسان های متخصص شویم و حب الوطن باشیم، امرای وطن، امرای مردم، امرای خاک باید ما شما محبت داشته باشیم. این خاک و این وطن، این مردم به خاطر مفاد شخصی خود باید استفاده نکنیم، ولی امی خاک، امی زمین را با سرمایه این مملکت را به خاطر پیشرفت مردم و افغانستان باید استفاده شود. So poverty is insufficient supply of those things which are requisite for an individual to maintain himself and those dependent upon him in health and vigors. Therefore, a man is called poor when he is unable to gather the means to keep himself and his family in health. Goddard is one of the scientists, as he defined the poverty, that it is a poor person is the man or the person when he is not able just to gather something for a daily necessity of life in order to keep himself as well as his family member in a good health. Such condition is called a poor condition. Such condition is called a poverty. So as we differently defined by different social scientists, this definition that poverty is a condition of the absence of the fulfillment of the minimum necessity of life should be called poverty. If you could not able just to fulfill the minimum necessity of our life, this condition is called poverty. It means there is the absences of such facility of our life that could fulfill our daily activity, daily necessity of our life. In different countries, the criteria of poverty also differs. For example, in the USA, a person earning 4,000 a month will not be called poor, while in India, even a person earning 600 rupees a month is not called poor. So the situation or the condition or the criteria of a poverty, it's different in different countries. So in some country, as we mentioned here, for example, in India, in USA, such person could not be called up to this limit of extent if he is getting something on daily basis. So poverty is an economic state where people are experiencing the lack of certain commodities that are required for the lives of human beings, like money and material things. Therefore, poverty is a multifaceted concept inclusive of social, economic and political element. And the people in rural area have been deprived of modern facilities like education, health, communication, proper food, shelter, security. If in the rural area all people are deprived of all these factors, all these elements and components like education, health, communication, for proper food and shelter and security, so we call the poor that these people are living in a poverty. So the people are worried due to lack of income resources and they are unable to fulfill their basic needs of life. They are not given material relation with well-off people because they are called and they are disliked due to poverty. So the word at its worst when people are deprived of basic necessity of life of every day. Things that we take for granted like water, shelter, food, money and clothes. And we can say that poverty is a general scarcity or dearth or a state of one who lacks a certain amount of material possessions or money. It seems to be chronic or temporary, acute, and most of the time it is closely related to inequalities. Most of the time, as it's mentioned here in the slide, that poverty comes because of the inequality. It means an equal distribution of wealth in societies, or when inequality takes place in human society, definitely, so the poor become more poorer because the equal distribution of wealth and resources are taking place in human societies. So, as it is, Malthus is an economist. He says that the poverty comes because the population is much higher than increase in productions. When the production are less and the populations are more, so surely it will affect the life of people in society. So that's why poverty comes up. Poverty is the state or condition of having no money to buy goods and to provide service to satisfy one's basic needs. When our needs are not fulfilled, surely we can say that we are poor. Because those people who could not have afford to just buy the things on daily basis for their daily life, routine life, and for their in order to satisfy their basic needs of their life, so surely that person is called a poor person, and they are living in the poverty zone. Now, you understand about the definition of the poverty. So, poverty is one of the major concerning issue in Afghanistan as well, because millions of people are living under the poverty line. So, that poverty has devastated the nervous situation of our peoples. So, many groups of people have joined the rebel groups, the anti-terror groups. They have joined the groups who are already against the government setup and establishment. So it all because of the poverty. They are joining those organizations, those group of people who are against these systems of the system and country. So poverty is a very big menace. It is a very big disaster in our countries, and we have to get rid of all these problems in our country. Now we are talking about some major causes of the poverty, that why poverty comes. So many factors are there that becomes a real cause of the poverty. خب میگم که اسباب فقط چی هستن؟ شاید ما در اینجا یادآور شیم که اسباب فقر شاید بسیار زیاد باشد. یک چند نقاطشان ما در اینجا گرفتیم که بسیار مهمشان موضوع در اینجا یادآور میشیم. So what are the causes of poverty؟ امی سبب فقر جامعه افغانی می شده، فقر جامعه بین المللی می شده، فقر جامعه دیگر هم شدن که اگر انسان هایی نتوانستند به این نقاط ذیل توجه و تمرکز بکند و نتوانستند که این نقاط را اگر ضعفشان باشد به فرصت و به نقاط قوتشان مبدل نسازد، پس طبعا اون جامعه و مردم زیر فقر زندگی میکنند، زیر خط فقر زندگی میکنند. So there are many causes. اولین کاز شاید personal cause باشه، اسباب شخصی هستند. پس what are the personal causes? It indicates the physical weakness, defects or disease which may be hereditary or accidental. All these factors affect the capacity of the worker to compete and earn sufficiently for his livelihood. So the most important cause of poverty as following. اسباب شخصی هستند که بعضی انسان‌هاش باید بعضی امراضی داشته باشه که ناتوانی او امراض باعث ناتوانی فیزیکی انسان میشود. انسان نمیتواند کار بکند، انسان نمیتواند در محیط کاری مسابقه بکند و مقابله بکند، مبارزه نمیتواند به خاطر که مشکلی کدام صحی داشته می باشد یا ناتوانی فیزیکی داشته می باشد، کمزوری داشته باشد که باعث این میشه یا ای به شکل ارثی برش مانده یا به شکلی که تصادفاً یا از یک حادثه به دست برشان میاد که خودش بس این میشه انسان نمیتواند که امو زندگی خود که چیزی که برشان مناسب است او را به دست بیاره. این اسباب شخصی خود باعث در بسیاری از موارد اسباب میتواند اسباب فقر باشد. بعض نقاطی که اینجا ما در حوزه یادآور میشیم که بسیار مهم اسبابشان هستند، خودش یک سیکنس است، مرضی است. یک انسان مریض است، نمیتونه از لحاظ فیزیکی کار انجام بده، طبعا او در به طرف فقر میرد، چیزی که در خانه داره خوب مصرف میشه بالاخره او تکلیف داره، مرض داره، کار کردن نمیتونه، در محیط مبارزه کردن نمیتونه، پس خودشان مو مرضی کلگی عوایدشان سر مرض و تکلیف انسان مصرف میشد، در ضمن کدام عوایدی نداشته باشد به امی فامیل و فرد به طرف و جامعه به طرف فقر می رود. منتل دیزیز یعنی بعضی کسایی هستند که تکلیف روانی دارد، طبعا کسایی که تکلیف روانی داشته باشد خود نمیتونه به شکل نرمال و زندگی خود به پیش ببرد. At the same time accident take place, car accident, motorcycle accidents, falling from any place, breaking one of the parts of your body, just damaging something from your body that just restrict and limit your physical activities. So accident, illiteracy is another cause of the poverty. So a poor country where there is less ratio of education, the poverty line will increase. But the country where the ratio of education is very high, people are qualified and they can adjust themselves in human society by doing a lot of practice or to gain their livelihood sufficiently and support their life. Idleness in some parties unemployed is having no job and ideal, or there is no opportunity for doing job in a specific geographical area, but the person is living there. So in such case, it all comes under the poverty, causes of poverty. And the same as extravagancy, فضول خرچی هستند. بعض انسان هاست از ضرورت زیاد استفاده و مصرف زیاد میکند، چیزی که ضرورت هستند به او رسیدگی نمیکند، ولی از ضرورت زیاد فضول خرچی میکند، رسیدگی به او میکند. پس اما انسان هستند که باز در حالت فقر میمانند. The same is demoralizations. So اخلاقات جامعه وقتی که پایین میاد، مردم از ما گریز میکند، ما در جای کسی ما وظیفه نمیده، ما کار کردن نمیتونیم، ما اکسان اخلاق ما درستن نباشد، طبعا ما بیکار میمانیم و این بیکاری بد اخلاقی باعث فقر ما شما میشد. So this is some of the causes of the poverties that we mentioned here. Now there are some more causes, like for example geographical causes, unfavorable climate and weathers. For example, in very harsh cold weather or very hot weathers, people in human cannot work, or for example there is less facility in a place where there is a lot of climatic problems, so the condition is not favorable for working, so people become unemployed and they stay home. So such people will live under the poverty line. That could be another cause. Some absence of natural resources. وقتی که ما منابع طبیعی را نداشته باشیم، مثلا گاز، آب، چیزهای دیگری که منرال ها هستند، این نداشته باشیم، یعنی خود مملکت به طرف فقر می رود، به خاطری که دیپند می کند که هر چیز را از مملکت های دیگر وارد بکند. وقتی که ما با واردات خود تکیه بکنیم و داخل چیز نداشته باشیم، خود به خود ما به طرف فقر میریم. این natural calamities، بعضی مصیبت های از طرف خداوند، بعضی آفات های از طرف خداوند هستند، سیلاب و زلزله است، مشکلات دیگری ناشی از مثلا ویروس کرونا امروز که در دنیا پیدا شده، این یک آفات طبیعی است که میآید و زندگی انسان ها را مختل می سازد، از حالات اقتصادیش، حالات اجتماعیش مثلا مختل می سازد. بالاخره انسان به یک طرفی صاف می شود که در اوجه مشقت و تکالیف باز زیاد می باشد. امی تو بعضی پیستس است. پیست مطلب بعضی دوا هستند که به خاطر حشرات کشنده حشرات میکشن که زراعت از او را زراعت چی میشه، از بین میره. وقتی که زراعت از بین رفت، خود دهقانا و فارمرها و دهقانای ما که روز شو زحمت میکشه و تولیداششان حاصل خیز نشود، طبعا امو مردمی که هستن، امو کسایی که امی مسلک و روششان هستند، میتوانند در امرای یک مشکل زیاد کلان روبرو شود، بالاخره باعث فقر جامعه می شود. So there are some so this is all about the general causes of the geographical causes of the poverty. So this is about the causes of poverty. We will be discussing about the remaining portion of the causes, as well as the effects of poverty, as well as the types and solution of poverty in our next lectures. Hope that you have gotten the lecture well, and if you face with any sort of problems in regard to my lectures, you can keep me in contact, be in contact with me, that I could solve your problems. So till the next lectures, wish you all the best. Have a great time. Allah Hafiz. Thank you for your time, patience, and tolerance. Thank you. Take care, stay blessed and happy. All the best.